It is championship review time. Every team, every game, every goal for round 38. Get involved in the chat. We're going to go through everything that happened this past round. Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name's Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and be ready with your thoughts and opinions on round 38 in the championship. The games are ticking along the bottom. That is the order we are going to go in, and we are going to talk about each and every single one of them. Before we go any further, let's say a big hello in the chat. Davey, Hamza, welcome. Martin, look, that's me. Can't say hello to myself. Phil, Alistair, James, Ewan, Neil, Matt, Catherine, Mr. E, Connor, Pee Wee Herman. Welcome, everybody. Let's have a look at the 12 results we are going to be talking about over on the opposite screen there. So on Friday night, I'll read that one from the bottom first. West Brom 1, Fulham 0. Then on Saturday, it was Barnsley 2, Bristol City 0. It was Birmingham 0, Middlesbrough 2. Blackburn 3, Derby 1. What am I talking about? Weekends. Obviously, these were Tuesday and Wednesday games. Don't know what day of the week it is myself, do I? Bournemouth 1, Reading 1. West Brom 1, Fulham 0, which I think it's because West Brom are on every Friday night. I'm getting confused. Blackpool 0, Sheffield United 0. Cardiff 2, Stoke 1. Coventry 0, Hull City 2. Luton 4, Preston 0. Millwall 2, Huddersfield 0. Nottingham Forest 3, QPR 1. Peterborough 2, Swansea 3. Those are our results. We are going to get into it imminently. Just give me a little bit of a hand here. Help the stream reach as many people as possible. Can we get a like spike, everybody? I can see we're on 15 likes there if I look at my laptop over here. Can you get us up to 50 likes? Do hit that like button and help as many people find our lovely stream as we can. I can see it spiking already. Thank you, everybody. Let's get into this. First of all, and the leaders lost. Brucey bonus. Steve Bruce gets the win. West Brom 1, Fulham 0. Get your comments in on this one. A rare defeat for Fulham, who went under 1-0 up at the Hawthorns. The goal in this one, get your comments in, by the way, I read as many as possible, came from a familiar source, not just a familiar source, a familiar combination. Carlin Grant slipping in Callum Robinson on 64 minutes. Does it go through the keeper? I don't know. It's a big chance either way, isn't he? Drills it in with the right foot. He's got quite a few, and they've really linked up very well, Carlin Grant and Callum Robinson. I think it's more often not the other way round. Robinson assisting for Grant. But, hey, West Brom will take it any which way. Get your comments in on this one. We'll see what happened in respect to the numbers. Look at that. It's quite a viable win. One shot on target for Fulham. It's very un-Fulhamish. Two big chances for West Brom. I sound surprised. That's because I am. We'd expect that to be the other way around with these two teams. But well played, Steve Bruce and West Brom. 7 points in 3. Dare I say they are 6 points off the playoffs. We thought that ship had sailed. But an improvement it is nonetheless. Fulham are still away and in the distance. And I mean, could have been a lot worse for Fulham. They've got 1 point in the last 2, but this particular round for the Cottagers, Bournemouth didn't win. Huddersfield didn't win. They got game in hand on Huddersfield as well. They're still looking very, very certain to get promoted, but a little bump in the road here. Can I get some comments on this one? Hamza, our best performance probably all season. Numbers are good. I didn't realise they were that good. Battered Fulham in that first half. Thought we'd rude a chance. The sort of performance we'd expect going into the season. Well, good news for the Baggies. Connor, West Brom certainly have a chance for late surge. Got a good squad. Year 1 parachute team. Could stop it. Could West Brom make a late charge? I just got them out of my mind in terms of the playoff picture, but it's so tight. Neil, Bruce starting to take effect a little too late. I'm kind of in Neil's camp, I think, there. Thomas, we played excellently against Fulham. Mitro scoring rate has now dropped to a goal per game. Disgraceful. Glad for Brucey. West Brom suddenly back into the race. A new manager, boing, boing. Baggies. Well, there you go. It's been very dull and sad talking about West Brom for the longest time. So well done to Brucey. And happy days to the Baggies fans. They got themselves a win. Let's move on. Bournemouth 1, Reading 1. I don't want to go in on the Scott Parker pile-on narrative. I feel that gets a little bit basic. But Bournemouth have had 3 home games in a row against 3 of the bottom 4 and only won one of them. And looking ahead at the weekend, they play Huddersfield. How about that? It was Bournemouth 1, Reading 1. So decent point. Reading equalising in the 83rd minute. Get your comments in on this one. Bournemouth 1, Reading 1. This is a great goal, by the way, by Bournemouth. Bear this in mind when we do goal of the round at the end of the show. Brilliant goal from Bournemouth. When they click and they're out of their coaching manual, they're a really good side, Bournemouth, but it's been quite a long drop-off when you look at that brilliant run they had early in the season. I know they had that 4-game win streak lately, but generally, great goal, though, by Dom Solanke to open the scoring. Tom Ince drills in the equaliser on 83 minutes. Let's have a look at the table. And, I mean, this game at the weekend is just so vital, isn't it? Bournemouth still should be comfortable, shouldn't they? When you look at it, even if Huddersfield beat Bournemouth at the weekend, they'll be tied on points and Bournemouth will still have those 3 games in hand that we keep on talking about. But every week that goes by that something goes wrong, and you can see the last 4 games for Bournemouth there. They've only got 5 points in those last 4. Luckily for them. Oh, Huddersfield have got 7 in that time. Nobody else can top that. I can see Luton have got 6 in the last 4. But there's still room, if there is a collapse from Bournemouth, for them to be caught. But you'd still make them favourites. And frankly, even if they do lose to Huddersfield, they've still got the 3 games in hand. You've got to use them, though, haven't you? Reading, interesting, very interesting. Maybe we'll save the relegation talk for when we're going on about Barnsley, who won again, didn't they? Reading 2 points above the drop zone. Obviously, factor in the 6 points deduction. They're a better side than that, but it is what it is. The league table is where it is. And Barnsley have got to within 2 points. Any comments on this one? Lewis, we're so negative. We go 1 up and always trying to sit on it. You are not, Lewis, the first or last person to say that about Scott Parker. Bournemouth need to be careful. Chasing pack don't need much encouragement. Agreed. Very good point for Reading. Agreed. Is it that time of the year where the teams at the bottom start to behave? Yeah, right. We always think the teams at the bottom are a more dangerous opponent than the teams in the middle this time of season. I do agree. Bournemouth good for 10 minutes, then Reading took over. Deserved point for the Royals. Bizarre chance from the fans. Interesting. Great performance by us. Alistair battered them in the second half. Arguably should have Zhao scored one of those goals. I think I've got that. Right, Bournemouth tactics didn't convince me. Bournemouth still good for automatic. It looks that way. We do need to talk in 2-3 games' time for Bournemouth. Needs to be more of a drop-off. They really need to mess this up badly, don't they, considering all the games in hand. It could happen. It really could happen. Let me just say a big thank you to Russ, our Patreon fan sponsor for this show. Russ was a foe, now a friend, currently on loan to the Premier League for a year. Get involved over on Patreon. www.patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. The Discord server has been good fun there. I know there's a few of you in the chat who are in the Discord server there chatting away regularly with me and the other guys over there. So go and check that out. And we should do a round table in the international break. Should be time to do that. Let's move on and talk some Millwall. And Millwall have followed up those 0-0 draws. We said context is king. If you draw a couple of games 0-0, but then you win the next one, things start to look all right. And Millwall's still very much in it. And the team they beat, none other than 17 undefeated Huddersfield Town. Get your comments. Give me a mill. Get your comments in. Millwall looking good. And Afobe is back. Looks like the older Afobe, doesn't he? A couple of good goals by him. Really nice placed finish there by Afobe into the corner. You can see he's got a nice big space to aim at, but finishes it really nice. And second one as well, just larrups that one into the corner there. Afobe, first time when it breaks to him. Hasn't necessarily been that great over the past couple of years. I mean, maybe that injury, had long injury when he was on loan at Bristol City. He's been around the houses, but that was more what we were used to back in the day from Benik Afobe. And he and Millwall, it's a good performance by Millwall by the look of it. Lots of green in the numbers coming up there on Sofa Score. 4 big chances. Looks like they played really well in this one, Millwall. And they would have had to end Huddersfield's undefeated run of some 17 games. Well played to Millwall. Well played to Huddersfield for that run. And they've let Bournemouth off, haven't they, this particular round? They could have caught them up, but they didn't. And Millwall are 2 points off the playoffs and not conceding any goals or losing any games. All bodes well for Millwall, who visit struggling Stoke at the weekend. Worth. Could they? They've got close a couple of times, Millwall, haven't they? Interesting. Millwall unbeaten in 8, 6 wins through to 5 clean sheets. Yeah. And they are top, Millwall, of the 6 and 8 game form tables. Best team in the league at the moment are Millwall in terms of their output. Gaz, a great result for Millwall. Made several chances, took some 5 clean sheets in a row. That's terribly impressive. There's a Mill. Unbelievable performance yesterday. Huddersfield started well after that. Only 1 team in a great result for Millwall. Huddersfield, long unbeaten run over. Brilliant result for Millwall. Dare we believe? Of course you dare. Without hope, what are we? Mill on a wee run of decent form? Absolutely they are. Best performance of the season, controlled the game. Looks like it, doesn't it? So lots of lovely Mills in there. Surprised by Millwall, starting to prove a very good side. They're going to be a nuisance to play against for the remainder of this season, are good old Millwall. Let's talk about Blackburn. Blackburn 3, Derby 1. We talk about Derby as well, who I think have lost 5 in 6 now, have Derby. Not good timing, especially coinciding with that Barnsley run down at the bottom. Blackburn will be very, very pleased to get back and in winning ways here, and sticking some goals on the board as well. It really dried up for Blackburn up top. Let's have a look at the goals here. Derby take the lead. Ravel Morrison manages to force that one in on 28 minutes. I don't think any of the goals in this game are going to win goal at a round. There is a beautiful assist for one of these. Not this one. That's Scott Wharton stooping to head in for 1-1. It's this one. Look at Bradley Dack with his back to us. It's a really well-worked corner. And Dack with a beautiful floaty cross in for Tyrese Dolan, he's shorter than me for sure. He's about 5'2", isn't he, for God's sake, Dolan? Sam Gallagher heads in the third. Derby couldn't deal with the Blackburn aerial prowess, and the Rovers get the win. Really important one, Blackpool. We've been using terms like dropping off a cliff for Blackburn of late, but, you get a defeat in there for Huddersfield, a defeat in there for QPR. It's very, very much everyone's swinging punches at each other at the moment, aren't they? Blackburn still in there in 4th place. They need a pick-up. They still need to be going above maybe 1.6, 1.7 points per game, but there's a lot of traffic. They could do it. Derby down in 23rd. And as I said, the run is not good now. It might even be one of the worst runs of the season for Derby, mightn't it? At a very bad time to be doing it. And Barnsley have stolen the march. They're 4 points ahead of them now with a game in hand. Derby are still 6 points off Reading. And for the most part this season, Derby have performed like a team who are, 10th to 13th or something. That stopped at totally the wrong time, hasn't it, for Wayne Rooney? Let's have a look here. Great win for Blackburn, bad defeat for Derby. Ellis, first half, we were shocking. Dak changed the game. He'll do that. Good to have him back. Feel like the small squad is taking its toll on Derby. Yeah, that's a good point, Matt. I agree with that. Derby looked all over the place defensively, judging by the goals, all in the air as well. Anything else? Games running out for Derby. It was always on a knife edge with that big deduction. I keep saying about Derby, it's just about the away form and scoring now. But this run could put that points deduction back into perspective. Couldn't it? Rovers still not convincing. Yeah, a few people are saying that. More like Derby heads dropping finally. Neil, we should have been 3 up at half-time, but with a mostly very young side that looked tired. A lot to ask here. It has been a big ask all season for Derby, hasn't it? Speaking of a big ask, we're on 49 likes. Can I get a like spike? Anybody take us over 50 likes? Who's going to be the 50th? Do hit that like button. Get us over 50 likes. Hopefully I can click a different button here. Is that going to... There you go. It's gone straight up to 52. Thank you, Eula. Let's see if we can get up to 100. We can normally do it during the course of one of these streams. So let's see if we can get up to 100 likes. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Oh, it's gone all the way up to 65. There you go. Well done, you lot. See if you can get us up to 100 likes. Well done, Luton, as well. I saw Luton at the weekend. They lost to QPR, but it wasn't one of those games where, where they were dominated by any stretch of the imagination. QPR snatched it a little bit. Luton go ahead and win 4-0 in midweek over Preston. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you bounce back. And Luton, we'll look at the table in a minute. Luton up to 5th. Why should we be surprised anymore that Luton are good? Hey, they just are, aren't they? Luke Berry is back. Do you know he scored 6 goals in 9 games? His goals per minute is something mental, like 112. He's only got Mitrovic and Muniz ahead of him, those two Fulham boys. There he is, sticking the first one in. Who put that one in on the back post? Kioso? I think, let me double check that one. Anya Dinma gets the second from James Breeze cross. And Luke Berry is at it again. Not sure how much he knew about that one. Gets across the near post. If anyone has seen this in better detail than me, I think he miskicks it. It might hit the defender and then hit him again and kind of just dribbles over the line. But look, the keeper's got all his weight on his wrong foot, hasn't he? You can see just trickles over. And said keeper, Daniel Iverson, has an absolute nightmare for this last one. Look at this angle. You think the only thing that's going to beat him from there is something quite spectacular. But, does it take a deflection? It's gone down as a Bambo Diaby own goal. Maybe it takes a deflection. Maybe I'm being unfair on the keeper there. But Luton win this one 4-0. Impressive stuff from Luton. And I was saying to the Luton fan I was sat next to, actually, on Sunday at the game against QPR, the thing I like about Luton is the lack of drop-off between their bench and their first team. They very much are able to rotate, and I suspect that's planned, and they do it very well. And the likes of Berry and Cornick, Potts, Kioso all coming in this game, and they win 4-0. So go figure, Luton 60 points, 5th place with 9 games to go. You love to see it, don't you? Luton in the playoffs. How about that? Preston, they're on the beach. Are they dropping off? Was that a bit of a beachy performance? Yeah, Iverson playing in flip-flops, maybe. Played 4 fullbacks for about 70 minutes as well. You love to see it. What else have we got? I said Luton will drop off. I eat my words. A lot of people have got to eat their words about Luton and Huddersfield this season. Preston were poor as Luton were excellent, gifted a few goals. Did look that way, Pilfrey. Didn't it? Jones will have a statue soon. If he gets him in the Premier League, blooming deserves one. Well played, Luton. You don't normally see Preston ship 4 goals. Bradley, Naismith, Osho and Lockyer out. Burke pulled up. Eek. Need some centre-backs in the treatment room quickly before the weekend. Jay, next match is a Hull or Millwall Luton. That's going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, Preston in the flip-flops, we think. I think I might be agreeing with you lot. Let's move on. And we're going to talk about Nottingham Forest versus QPR and talk about a team on a tear. Forest have been on a tear for the longest time, haven't they? And it's just, all I've said about Forest is, Forest 3, QPR 1, get your comments in, by the way. All I've said about Forest for ages is, will they run out of road? They basically had to be in automatic form from game 8, I think, when Houghton left, to even get in the playoffs. But they're doing it, aren't they, under Steve? I think 1.93 points per game under Cooper for something like 28 games now. So they've been really, really good, Forest. QPR, who were the team I saw win at Luton at the weekend, don't look at it, do they? Something has gone off the boil at QPR. I'm sure Rangers fans will tell us what it is in the chat. Let's have a look at the goals. They took the lead in this one as well. And speaking of goals per minute rate, Andre Gray's is actually very good. When I was looking for Luke Berry's, his popped up. So maybe that's part of it. Gray slipped in, lovely ball by Chair. They need him to be playing well. And Gray drills that through. You always question the keeper from an angle like that, but well done, Gray. This is a great goal as well. Check this. He's miles out. Way out. Jed Spence there smacks that one into the top corner with the right foot. Remember that one. We've got to remember Solanke, Afobe and Spence for goal at around for the shortlist, which is growing, actually. Great goal by Spence. He's been tremendous on loan there. Tell you who else has been tremendous. Ryan Yates, who's got a new contract, and I think scored 2 games in a row. And this was the most Forest goal I've ever seen. Well, if Cafu had scored it, The old Forest picked them off at the end counter-attack, or should I say the old Steve Cooper picked them off at the end counter-attack. Cafu has a big chance. Brennan Johnson does well. Look, he very deliberately finds the gap to Marshall's right, and Forest come back and get the win. And it's just all about, have they got the legs, Forest, to keep going for another 10 games? They've got a game in hand. Their points per game, if they maintain it, will surely get them in the playoffs. But the problem Forest have got, and it's not Steve Cooper's fault, is what Chris Hughton did in the first 7 games, and that they just have to keep going and basically not drop it for the entirety of that last 39 games or whatever it's going to be. QPR, 3 defeats in 4. I don't think you become a bad side overnight, and they've been good for about a year before this QPR, hadn't they? So I don't know. We'll see what the chat makes of it here. What else have we got then? Forest feel good factor. No, it's not going away, and they will probably lose a game between now and then. It's just got to bounce back, Jamie, haven't they? Forest took QPR to the cleanest second half. Looked like it. Lots of people asking about dearly departed. We'll do Leeds and Wolves tomorrow. I promise. We were ferocious second half. It looked like a real big second half from Forest out at City Ground. QPR didn't manage a shot. Win our games in hand, we go third. Yeah, that's easier said than done, isn't it? Just the trips to Bournemouth and Fulham. It's going to be so interesting, this run-in, isn't it? What else in the chat here? Willock, possible serious injury. That is not good news. Marshall played 20 minutes with a pulled hamstring. Any good news for me, Dave, for Rangers? Forest away, toughest fixture you can have. Yeah, that City Ground is always full at the moment. If only Steve Cooper was there from day one, 1.94 points per game. They would be projecting 90 points with Cooper, I think, something like that. Forest in the FA Cup, I'd fancy them against anyone, but Liverpool are ridiculous. Aren't they? Where will Spence be playing next season? Well, he won't be at Middlesbrough, I don't think, put it that way, but they may have cashed in. Jed really can't see us not making the top 6, says Dylan. Looking very good for Forest. The only worry for Forest is running out of road. They just got to keep up, probably 1.8 points per game to the rest of the season. Where am I going next? I just want to give a little plug, guys. Loads going on the channel at the moment. I draw your attention specifically to that top 10 manager changes. You can see Paul Heckingbottom, Chris Wilder, Ryan Lowe, Steve Cooper, should throw Steve Morrison as well into the conversation. Did a ranking of those guys yesterday. Go and check it out. Only a 6-minute video, that one. So go and check that one out after you've watched this one. Preferably, how are we doing for likes as well? Keep hitting those 73 likes. Hit the like button, see if he gets up to 100. Speaking of Chris Wilder, here he comes. And he got an away win. Away wins have been rare as hen's teeth for Middlesbrough of late. But they got one, and they got one at Birmingham. Important result for the Borough, given that ferocious pace of the likes of Millwall, Luton at the moment, Nottingham Forest. They can't all get in the playoffs, guys. Birmingham 0, Middlesbrough 2. Here is the opening goal, which you did just see. Nice finish this by Connolly. Really sorts his feet out. Bit of a Chris Wilder one with Dykesteel in the box. I think with the assist, it was him, wasn't it? This is a missed penalty by Paddy McNair. I thought it was going to hit the post and go in after Etheridge, I think, gets a hand to it. But it doesn't. This is a great goal by Balogun. Add that one to the list. No backlift. Smashes that one in the corner. Great technique from following Bannigan. Pedersen gets sent off at the end for Blues as well. Not good night for them. How many have we got on the list now? Solanke, Afobe, Balogun. There was another one, wasn't there? Spence. Loads on the list for Golden Around. We'll do it at the end of the show. Get your thoughts in on Borough. Really important win for them. The idea that they don't take their chances won't be helped by the XG and the missed penalty in this one. But Balogun and Connolly both scoring. That can't be a bad thing for Middlesbrough. 59 points per game's not that great for the last 5. You would think, as much as 7 points in 5 feels all right, you'd think 7 points in the next 5, and they probably won't be in the playoffs. They do need to step it up a little bit, but it is 7 points in the last 4. Roll that out over the next 4, and they may well be in there. I don't know. It's so tight, isn't it? Birmingham, they got the flip-flops on, 41 points, 13 clear of relegation. We'll see what the chat says about that. Where should we land on this one? Big away win for Borough. Good. No, I agree with you totally, Vindalo. I did have Brucey at 10. He won't stay 10 at that rate. No, he won't. I totally agree. First one was an own goal. Oh, okay, Brunners, I stand corrected on that one. Anyone else on Borough broke their away dilemma? Just got to keep it up now, Connor. Haven't they? Do I have to? I do have to talk about it, Robert. It's literally my job, even though you probably don't want me to at the moment. Big push for the business end of the season. Andy, still anyone for the playoffs. I'd like to sit here in my all-knowing realm of studying the Championship day after day. I can't do any better than Andy and say anyone's game at the moment. We'll do some proper analysis in the international break and really drill into the fixtures and the numbers. It's going to take that much stuff, isn't it? Bo, you're fuming with the team. Backtracked in the press conference today. Birmingham on the beach. Bo, you're in trouble. Birmingham are Jekyll and Hyde in there a little bit, aren't they? Let's talk about Blackpool and Sheffield United. Blackpool have been proven a hard nut to crack. Sheffield United, and this is how ridiculous this playoff chase is. Sheffield United, who were looking, really, really fine bet a couple of games ago. I was there. They beat Middlesbrough 4-1. All of a sudden, they dropped down to 9th. And we won't go chapter and verse on this one because it was a 0-0. Let me just throw the numbers up. Tight. I know Blades had a bit of a controversial one disallowed, but no big chances on that created. Only one for Blackpool. And we were talking about this in the prediction show, weren't we? A Blackpool win would have put them 3 points behind Sheffield United. So Blackpool are just on the edges of it, aren't they? They are 7 points off the playoffs. I don't know. 7-game win streak, and we can start talking maybe about a Blackpool or a Preston or a West Brom there. Sheffield United and Paul Heckingbottom, I think he's 0.01 points per game ahead of Steve Cooper in terms of points per game since they took over. He's got 1.94, but it's crazy. They're coming from a low base, and you've got Forest with 10 points in 4. You've got Millwall and Luton all around them, all going great guns. I'm repeating myself now in terms of this video, but such a crazy chase this season for those playoff positions. Let's have a look here. Justin, feels like playoffs are slipping away for us Blades. I won't talk about refs. I've said my piece. They need some help. They're not very good. We get it. But you're right, Justin, there. The only thing about Sheffield United is they are a team I can see doing 4 wins in 5 games, just with the likes of Berger and Gibbs-White, who impressed me so much when I saw them in the flesh. Sheffield United had the lowest XG of the game week. Are they faltering? Possibly. I think you need to give Blackpool some credit. They are a tough side, particularly up at Bloomfield. I do feel Blades will have enough to get into the playoffs. Pound for pound, player for player, they should do. I know Bogle's out, Basham's out, Brewster's out. Got some good players injured, but yeah, pound for pound, you would think. Blades unlucky, vulnerable at the back. Medina had chances. And yeah, Mr. E's mentioning those injuries that I did too. 80 likes, guys. Hit that like button. See if you can get us up to 100 likes during the show. Really helps the video out. And it helps us when people are searching for Championship content as well. Do hit that like button. Where did this one come in from? I think I predicted Coventry to win 3-0 against Hull. Championship, everybody. Miles out. 5-goal swing for me. 2-0 to Hull. Anyone explain this one? Please go ahead in the comments. Coventry 0, Hull City 2. And they were 2 up within 28 minutes of this one. Where are my goals? Drilled in, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, this one goes through the keeper's hands. Honeyman plays in Smallwood. And I have to say, I absolutely love this second goal. Just for sheer comedy. I love goals like this. Ryan Longman, look at his body shape, basically runs up to this ball and says, I'm going to hit this as hard as I possibly can. And he smashes it right down the middle, barring in. Johnny Method, anybody. What a finish by Ryan Longman. I would very much like to see the Hawkeye view of that. That's either a goal or that's not a goal by about a millimetre. You know, if the ball's overhanging the line, it's pretty tricky to see there. Watching it in real time, I looked at it and I thought, oh, that's a goal. But I don't know. That's as conclusive a freeze frame. If anyone's seen the Hawkeye, DM it to me on Twitter. I'd love to see the actual EFL vision of that one because it looked like a goal. If it's not, it's not. And I'll trust the technology. But yes, Martin Waghorn certainly thought it was over. It's a bit of a smash and grab. I don't know. We'll get some. I'm sure we have people at this game in the chat. Did they just bang in their first 2 chances, Hull? I don't know. You tell me. Am I not giving him enough credit there, Hull? I always get in trouble. We never never give them enough credit. Not just Hull, every team. Coventry have lost 3 in 4. That's not good. They were in with a chance if they'd stick 4 points on there, and they're really close in. So I don't know. Faltering there, Coventry. Explain this result to me. Hull on the beach, 7 points in 4. I said 7 points in 4 for Middlesbrough. Not great. 7 points in 5 for Middlesbrough. Not great. 7 points in 4 for Hull down there. You take that. Wait, let's go to the comments on this. I'm very interested in how this one worked out. The Championship summed up in 2 games for Coventry. Yeah, they hammered Sheffield United and then lost at home to Hull. Did the tech not work? If anyone's seen the picture, the tech might have worked and it might have just been a millimetre. Insane block on the line, but yeah, he kind of headed it away with the back of his head, didn't we? Coventry have an issue with scoring lots of goals in one game. Yeah, I agree with that one, actually. Was there a ghost goal? I don't know. Unless I see the Hawkeye, I'm not going to say it's not a goal. If they can show me a Hawkeye with 1 millimetre of the ball overlapping the goal line, then I will agree with it. So no beach in Hull. Maybe not. Coventry never had any management. Yeah, they're all out with COVID, weren't they? Mark, you are right. Millimetres in it, but no goal. It was literally 1 millimetre. If anyone could DM me the picture, I'd love to see that. Callum always struggle against teams who sit back, especially when they get 2-0 up in 28 minutes as well. Wasn't over the line. Oh, very honest as ever. Callum there. Let's move on to Peterborough versus Swansea. Get your comments in on this one. And look, Peterborough are down, aren't they? I know the points are what they are, but just the direction of travel. I do my prep for my predictions every week, and I've got Peterborough here. They are literally 24 in all the form tables, 12, 8 and 6, 24 in the XG table and 24 in the table. They are just functioning as the worst side in the division at the moment, Peterborough, and they let Swansea in for a needed win. Although a Swansea spotty, am I right in saying that? Did they go win-loss, win-loss? Swansea have actually got 3 wins in 5. 9 points in 5 will move you up the table, won't it? So we will see. Let's have a chat about this one. Get your comments in, please. Are Posh down? And what do you think of Swansea? They're quite hard to get a handle on this season. Michael Obafemi gives them the lead. He's coming up all right now, Obafemi, isn't he? Scoring a few goals, forces that one in just before half-time. Peterborough actually turn this round and get themselves in front. Smodic, first of all, on 51, and then a horrible mistake from Norton, who's lying on his backside, having kicked the ball straight to Marriott. Have I not got all the goals? It doesn't look like I've got all the goals. Apologies. That's Pirro, so that's not the equaliser. My sincere apologies. I don't have Obafemi's second goal there on the screen. My apologies. Pirro gives them the win there, and Swansea come away 3-2 winners. Again, apologies. Ghost in the machine there, same as the one at Coventry, maybe. Swansea 47. Can they get to 60 by the end of the season? Can they get 13 points in the last 9 games? Russ Martin, Swans fans, we haven't forgotten in the chat, would be happy with that one. And Peterborough, just direction of travel and put in Grant McCannon, who literally won League One last season as the manager, does kind of smack of Peterborough. Are going to be the first team I'm making a video about towards the end of the season, saying that they are down. Connor, result will be so demoralising for Peterborough. How many without a win is it for the Posh as well? Ryan, we made hard work of this one. Really didn't need to concede those, especially that one. I like Norton a lot, Ryan, but it was a real bad mistake for that one, wasn't it? Do you think Clark Harris has now missed his chance for a big move? Yeah, a big move, Mickey. I agree. Mickey's got great hair, hasn't he? I think he could get a championship move, though. Still, I think someone will do it. Pirro, 17 for the season. That is a very good. How many is he going to get next season if they improve as well? Sent a DM of the goal line tech. I'm going to open that in a sec. Thanks, Callum. Not a Swans fan, but find myself shouting at the telly. Defenders have to boot sometimes. Get it away. Kai, we're terrible away. I've been relying on picking up points at home, so need to get points away for once. I'm going to do this in very Luddite fashion. I'm literally just going to open it up on the screen here from Callum. Okay. Can we get the decision from above? Oh, crikey, look at that. Can you see that on the goal line decision? Thank you, Cal. It's literally like a millimetre. So, yeah, well done to the goal line technology. Unlucky Coventry. You can't really get any closer than a millimetre away from crossing the line. Guys, thank you all for the support. Absolutely tremendous numbers in here. We've got 2 games to go. I'm going to keep plugging away. I am going to plug some merchandise first. You can head over to the merch store, which if I hit this button down here, he says, www.benjaminbluemerch.store. You can grab yourself a t-shirt, a mug, a phone case, a hoodie, all of that good stuff. A fun way to support the channel. If you do buy any merch, do DM me on Twitter a picture of you wearing it or drinking from it or with your phone in it. Not sure how you're going to send a picture of your phone in a phone. You know what I mean. But yeah, please do support there. One more time, www.benjaminbluemerch.store. Let's move on. We got 2 to go. And Cardiff are good, aren't they? Cardiff 2, Stoke 1. Where are Cardiff on my sheet? Oh, they're not on here. I think they're might be top of one of the form tables, or certainly high up there in terms of recent form under Steve Morrison. And Stoke, well, I hate to say, are the exact opposite. And some people think I've got a vendetta against poor Michael O'Neill. I don't, but he ain't keeping his job if this continues. I'm just saying how I think it's going to go. I like him very much, and especially the job he did in the first season at Stoke. But this is not it. And they just seem to end the season so poorly every time, Stoke, since they've been back in the Championship. And they take the lead in this one as well. Lewis Baker on 23 minutes. There's another one for our goal. Oh, no, actually, I think it goes through the keeper's hands. He's miles out. Same position as Spence, but not quite the same velocity, I don't think, through the keeper's hand. And then back come Cardiff. This is Tommy Doyle again, who scored... he scored a goal like this. I can't remember who it was against. Was it against Huddersfield or something recently? Where he kind of drove into the box. He looks good, Doyle, doesn't he? Man City youngster, so go figure. And it's a great goal by Jordan Hugill, actually. Hugill got a lot of pelters, rightly so, for his really poor XG at West Brom. And hence, that's probably why he's not there anymore. But great finish by Hugill. Bends it round and into the corner for the win. And I'm sure, get your comments in. Freedom of speech, but I'm sure I'm going to hear lots of nice things about Steve Morrison and lots of not nice things about Michael O'Neill at the moment. Look, they're tied on 46 points. Stoke have a game in hand, but Stoke, I mean, you tell me the number. What position? I think Michael O'Neill needs to be above 12th to keep his job. I just figure, given the spend at Stoke. Well played, Morrison. Look, 10 points in 4 games. And correct me if I'm wrong, it must be the 10-game form table. I think Cardiff might be top of it. I think they've had a couple of little splurges of points. What do you think here, Connor? Morrison has done a fantastic job. Yes, he has. Yeah, I don't think I can add any nuance to that, especially bringing in the 23s. Stoke manager going to be sacked at the end of the season. I think he will, Ewan, if they're 15th. I agree with you. Stoke v Millwall. Sounds like a clean sheet and away win for Gary Rowett, doesn't it? Sacked on St. Patrick's Day. Millwall will not concede on Saturday. I don't think they will they? Drama. Oh, Andrew's got his hand up. He was at the game. Would love to get him back next season. I think that's plausible. Drama on loan from Leeds again next season. Could O'Neill be sacked in the international break if Stoke lose at home to Millwall on Saturday? Yeah, I think he could. I think he could if they're of that mind. And again, we full respect for Michael O'Neill, great career and everything, but it's not working at the moment, isn't it? Stoke capitulation as he lost the dressing room. Well, Stoke fans will tell us more about that. Will Stoke sack him soon or wait till the end of the season? I don't know. Again, with full respect to these professionals that work in football, we're not piling in here, but it's not working out for him at the moment. Steve Morrison took a while to get his style of playing, but starting to flourish. Yeah, he's doing really well, Morrison, isn't he? Finally, and we could talk about Barnsley closing up on Reading. It was Barnsley 2, Bristol City 0. We always say before every Bristol City game, we could get any type of result from Bristol City. They're rather erratic, but we got the result that puts the cat amongst the pigeons down the bottom here. Barnsley and they're 2 up within 21 minutes. A couple of set play goals here. I'm very interested to hear your guys' comments on the viability of Barnsley's survival push and maybe how Reading pertains. Can I just throw this one in there? April the 2nd, Barnsley versus Reading. Woof is all I'll say to that one. Let's have a look at the goals. As I say, both set plays. Carlton Morris scrambles the first one in. This is actually very decent from Hellick. He's going to guide that one. You see that gap to Dan Bentley's left. He's going to guide that one into the corner. What do the numbers say? Not the most viable win. Bristol City did create 3 big chances. And I think Andy Vyman, who's been brilliant this season, so he's got a pass from me, but does kind of miss an open goal at the end of this game, doesn't he? So, look, Bristol City are on the beach. They're good fun. They score lots of goals and they lose lots of games and win some games. Fine. 67 conceded, Bristol City. Ouch. Is that the... No, Peterborough's the only one worse, is it? Barnsley. Talk to me about Barnsley in the chat. I'm interested in this one. 2 points off Reading, knowing that if they can match Reading at the weekend, that is a head-to-head game at Oakwell as well, isn't it? I think is a home game for Barnsley. If they're... Well, look, even if they drop a point on Reading, I think... God, look at Reading's goals conceded. There's minus 30. Yeah. So even if they drop a point in the table against Reading this weekend, Reading draw and Barnsley lose, Barnsley beat Reading at Barnsley on April the 2nd, they will be out of the bottom 3. Good job, Poyar Asbaghi. 14 points in 8 games. It took him a while to get them moving. And I was sat here saying perfectly truthful things about Barnsley. There was a point they were projecting less points than Rotherham did when Rotherham got 26, was it? I think they went below the 0.5 points per game. So they've gone from being potentially one of the worst teams in Championship history to potentially surviving. I'm going to look at your comments here. What are we saying? Liam, unable to do basic defending yet 2 set plays, Liam, I agree. We'd do anything to have a consistent football team. Never know what you're going to get from Bristol City. We do like Semenyo, Masengo. Vyman's been brilliant, hasn't he? Scott, there's good players there. They've got to build it into a good team now, haven't they? As a Barnsley fan, it's the hope that kills you. Yes, indeed. It's the hope that kills you. A couple of people saying that. Thought we were dead and buried. So did I have to say, Daniel. So did I. Poyar has changed things around. Credit to him. Beat Reading and who knows. Thought Barnsley were dead and buried. We all did. We all did. Come on. There's no pretending about that. They did look dead and buried, but they're not. They're not. I'd like to see Barnsley stay up. We were also very rude about them for so long. We weren't rude. We would. They were awful. I don't think that's rude. But hey, I'll be the first one here applauding if they turn it around. Queener and Bassi, the emergence of Wolf. Yeah, I agree with that. You can map it to those new players coming in, can't you? Barnsley have been dead and buried before. Barnsley still have to play Reading and Peterborough at Oakwell. Interesting. Very, very interesting. That Reading versus Barnsley game. Oh, can't wait for that one. Don't know what it is with Barnsley, but we love a fight to stay up. It's never a dull moment at Barnsley. It was either at the top or the bottom of the league. If only we had Poyar at the start of the season. Yeah, I don't think someone can tot it up for me. Do you know what? I could probably figure it out in seconds what Poyar Asbaghi's points per game is, because I literally had to write a piece on this for Football 365. He's not quite there, 0.85 points per game. So it's not survival stuff yet. If he can get that to 1 point per game over his tenure, I think Reading are bad enough that they'll catch them. Interesting. Barnsley could surprise me. Yeah, you and me too. Barnsley still have home matches against Reading and Peterborough. Bristol City would have been, yeah, Vyman's been really important for Bristol City, hasn't he? Reading largely back to full strength now. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do with that full strength. 68 goals conceded. Nigel Pearson was a defender. Deary me. Barnsley's remaining fixtures are winnable in current... Well, most fixtures are winnable in that current form. 14 points in 8 games. To score 14 points in the next game, I think they're safe, aren't they? Poyar showing that managers need a bit of time. Yeah, I agree. Baggy's had PTSD when Brucey arrived as well. Agreed. Who has the easiest? Martin, we will do videos on this in the... we'll do it in the international break. If Barnsley had Poyer at the start of the season, they would have sacked him before. But maybe. Good point indeed. Right. We are going to go to team of the round and goal of the round. I was going to ask for a like spike to get us to 100, but can I get a like spike to get us to 150 likes? Please hit that like button if you are watching. Thank you so much for the support. We've got 103 likes. If you hit like, more people will find the video. Hopefully we can make more friends and have more people contributing like the chat has done in this stream. Absolutely brilliantly. Hit that like button. See how close you can get us to 150 as we go to team of the round and goal of the round to end the stream. Okay, team of the round. This channel, please, I make my normal plea. This channel thrives on balanced, impartial views. So when we do team of the round, please don't automatically vote for the team you support just because you love them. We don't need any cheerleaders. We need good conversation here. If you think they're the team of the round, vote for them. I've said enough. Who is your team of the round? Let me give some nominations. Could it be Barnsley? Could it be Middlesbrough? What about Blackburn? They won. West Brom beat Fulham. Could it be West Brom? Could it be Cardiff? Could it be Hull? Could it be Luton? They won 4-0. Could it be Millwall? Beat Huddersfield. Then their unbeaten run. Could it be Nottingham Forest? Good comeback win against QPR. Could it be Swansea? Get your opinions in as long as they are based on who had the best round, not just which team do you support. I'll give you my 4. I would go for Forest, Millwall, Luton. I think I've got to put West Brom in for beating Fulham, even though Barnsley are probably close. I'd go for one of those 4, were it me. Let's see if we get a consensus in the chat. Who are your team of the round? Let's land here. Right, Millwall, Baggies, Forest, Luton, Millwall, Forest, Barnsley, Millwall. We're going to be mixed on this one. Forest or Millwall. Forest, Millwall, Millwall, Reading, West Brom, Forest, Forest, Hull, Baggies, Millwall. Oh, God, this is too mixed. I think, someone count them up if you can be bothered. I think it's either Forest, West Brom or Millwall. They can all share it as far as I'm concerned. Some very good performances this midweek. Let's talk about goal of the round. Again, please don't just vote for a player that plays for the team you support because you like them. Vote for what you think was the best goal of the round. Let me give you some suggestions. Solanke for Bournemouth. That was a superb goal. That's up there for me. Afobe. Do you know what? With Afobe, if we could combine both his goals into one goal, I think he might be up there. But I don't think he beats Solanke. Luton, no. Oh, Spence for Forest. Great strike. So Solanke, Spence, Balogun, great goal. Solanke, Spence, Balogun. Who else did I have on my short list? Longman for Hull. I love that goal. Barring in. Great strike. Maybe Doyle for Cardiff. No, Hugill for Cardiff, I think. So that's my picks. Who do you think? I'm with Solanke. I can't remember who I've said. Spence, great strike. I'll be honest, Longman is my favourite for Hull just because he smashes it in off the underside of the bar, hits it as hard as he can, and that gives me great joy. Hugill was a good goal. I'm missing somebody out. I can't remember. Balogun. There we go. Let's see who you're going for in the chat. Where are we going to land here? Right. Spence, Ince, Spence. You don't have to write without a doubt or by far. Just put the name of the player. Spence. I think Spence is winning. Spence, Afobe. Spence, you don't have to put by a mile. There's no debate. Just put the name of the player. It doesn't add any value. Afobe, Ince, Spence, Balogun or Spence. Solanke. Right, look, it's Spence, isn't it? Let's just click on all of these. But some great goals this week. Let's go. There we go through all of them. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Can we just get one more like spike before we go? We're at 117 likes. Hit the like button before you go. Make sure you check out some of the other videos, especially that one in the top corner there. Top 10 manager changes. Really been plugging that for the last couple of days. We're going to be back with the preview show tomorrow. I think I might go early with it, so it might be a 1 p.m. Do check social media for that one. We'll announce it. Thank you for all the brilliant support. Thank you for the comments. This has been Championship Round 38 review. Please do go and head out and watch another video, especially one of those short 6-minute ones, and give me a feedback on that. Any nice comments and thank yous, I'll pop up on the screen at the end of the show. And it's a lovely big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.